Now, the left has a long tradition of wanting to alleviate people from their pain, setting people free from suffering and trauma and deep, deep, deep psychological turmoil that keeps them sort of shackled in chains and incapable of coexisting with life and reality. And I think to a large degree, the solution to our current dilemmas in this world might be lying exactly there. You see, for libertarians and conservatives, it is deeply traumatic on a psychological level to be constantly pushed and forced to pay for ideas that go against everything they deem to be right, just, true, and moral. So anything from a public sector they deem to be inefficient and creating more problems than solutions to problems, to wars that they won't agree with, and to a large extent they're a peaceful bunch, especially libertarians are a very peaceful bunch, and even, you know, to a large degree some different sects of conservatives, be they religious conservatives or traditionalists or what have you. So yeah, this is you know, there's this deep resentment that's fueling some of the progressions of what we're seeing today might quite frankly come out of that. And so, in the spirit of tolerance and inclusiveness, I think it's very much about time to consider to expand that to be inclusive to all, to be tolerant towards all. And since we're already in this world, in you know, taking a whole bunch of various different actions to alleviate suffering from for certain people, and we're subsidizing people who can't quite get by on their own. I think it's very much about time that we consider also just quite frankly not charging people for things that they genuinely are deeply averse to. It might surely help us protect the integrity of our governing structure from people who might be two or three steps ahead of everybody else, just out of that deep resentment, just fixated on taking it down. So yeah, it's the threat to our existing government structures might very well be disabled by that. So I think this is something that the left should absolutely consider to protect the integrity of government, uh, and the integrity of its values and rights from anything disruptive, to just find ways to cut these individuals off of the tax tap. And yeah, you know, companies might still be paying their taxes for participating in said environment, etc. But at least on an individual level, it's worth considering, just for the sake of the psychological and overall mental well-being of society, to allow individuals who really detest the way the way they feel that government treats their money, to just opt out of taxation. It's definitely a solution worth looking into and pursuing, just for a test. So we can really be tolerant and be inclusive to everybody, and just build this society of love and understanding. And yeah, you know, if people don't like that certain people don't contribute, then yeah, that's fine. You know, you don't have to trade with so and so, and you don't have to interact or associate with so and so. But at least, you know, if people feel like they're getting something, you know, their voices are being heard, and their needs and values are being met at some level, then maybe that will, you know, serve as a hindrance, you know, and a barrier against people seeking to, quite frankly, take down the government structures as we know them. So yeah, so to the left, just consider this. This might be a a good step in the right direction, and it might protect the values and integrity of the left, uh, and just you know, keep us from further polarization, more harm, more destructive and divisive rhetoric and discourse. Yeah, this is something to think about. Name of love and caring and understanding. So, with that, Viking out.